See how with this triple cork I'm moving parallel to the lines of the floor, staying on one lane of carpet? Well, I wanted to challenge myself to go perpendicular to the lines, cutting into all of the lines. You might be thinking, what's the difference? Well, the difference is that no self-respecting human being would ever do this. Or, well, maybe once, but I'm bad, so I had to endure this pain for more than one attempt. Because everybody knows that the only sane ways of moving across the spring floor is either diagonally, in which case you're cutting your losses, because you'll make up for it in the increased distance, because the diagonal of a rectangle is longer than its sides. Wow, that is some knowledge right there. Or you will move parallel to the lines, because why would you ever want to hit a line? And it's not like when the concept of the spring floor was devised, someone thought, hey, you know what, this thing is missing lines. No, the only reason the lines exist is due to material manufacturing and transportation challenges. It's not like anyone wanted the lines to be there. That's why it's made up of a number of smaller carpets instead of having one gigantic carpet, which would be pretty awesome. It's probably enough thought given into this very important subject matter. Just now I was training for 4 days in a row and I didn't get sore for any of the sessions, which isn't surprising to me in the sense that I know I don't experience a lot of muscle fatigue, but it is surprising to me considering the fact that I've heard a lot of trickers who are older than me speak about how they felt their training progress over time. How when you're 13, 14, 15 years old, training's very easy and you recover really fast, you don't know what injuries are, you can just keep going forever basically. And as you turn 18 and ease into adulthood and become older than that, training becomes a lot more difficult and it's tough to keep going and progressing and training a lot harder to warm up and all sorts of things like that. And to me, you see, to me, I feel like there's absolutely no difference. Training to me right now, as I am 20 and a half years old, feels exactly the same as when I was 13. There's literally no difference. It's like I'm just thinking, okay, the time is progressing, I'm getting older. One of these days I will suddenly feel that, damn, training is so much more difficult now. But that day just, it doesn't come, man. I don't know, I'm still waiting for it. So yeah, I'm pretty convinced it's just a hoax. Like, you can just train however you want at any age. Or well, probably not at any age, but honestly, I'm gonna be bored of tricking, I think, before my tricking age cap ever reaches me. Because, you know, come on, am I gonna be like doing these jester activities on the floor till I'm like 50? Hell nah, bro. Like, you know, I love tricking and parkour, but come on, this is kind of a goofy sport at the end of the day, you know. Also, I'm actually probably lying because flips are a very difficult thing to quit. If you pay attention, if you wait long enough, every person in the community who has done a lot of flips in the past and then suddenly stopped posting and being active, if you wait long enough, they will return with a trick clip, alright? I'm just telling you, they will all return at some point. Just for one thing, but one thing counts, you know? I feel like maybe some people who are listening to this were baited. I'm gonna be super depressive and talk like, tricking only gets worse as you get older. But actually, this fills me with a lot of confidence. I'm probably gonna be training for much longer than I anticipate myself, honestly. I'm not actually going to give any numbers because I have no idea, but it's probably a long time, man. And you know, to be more specific, when I was 13, I had a bunch of problems that actually hindered me from tricking that I've actually fixed now. For example, my hip flexors were so weak that whenever I would do a cork as the first trick of the session, which requires you to swing your right leg really hard, my hip flexor on the right side would just die. It was dead. Like, for half the session that came after that, I could not really do swing tricks. But after I figured out that, hey, maybe I should lengthen and train my hip flexors, now I can just walk into the gym and do J-step double cork as the first trick and I don't feel any pain, you know, so I managed to fix that problem. Also, my ankles were garbage. I'm definitely not going to forget about my garbage ankles, but I managed to fix that too, because now I can comfortably land super short, which is a very useful skill for landing double flips. I really just do feel better now. I don't know. Also, to be clear, I did finally get sore on the 5th day because I really maxed out at the end of the 4th day. And I mean, also after that much time, you're just gonna experience some fatigue and probably I should take a rest. You know, it was also a problem because I was a kid. I couldn't go to gatherings, man. I missed out on the golden era of tricking gatherings, alright? 2018 Hooked. I'm not that far away from Hooked. I could have gone to that thing. I was too goddamn young to go, man. Yeah, and I wasn't really feeling like convincing my parents a lot to go with me because, I don't know, there wouldn't have been a lot in it for them. It just would have been kind of a weird thing. I don't really know. So yeah, let's go. I can travel anywhere now. Ironically, I don't travel anywhere because I don't really care to, but, you know, at least I have the option to do that. There's a local Estonian juice drink that I'm drinking right now, and it's super odd to me how they've changed the ingredients so many times. It was just juice mixed with carbonated mineral mineral water, so that means they changed what juice they're using. And first it was blueberry juice, but then they switched to black currants, and now it's aronia plus cherry juice. It's like, what's going on? Who asked for these changes? Just a more and more random type of juice to use. It's like if you're not paying attention, you're not even gonna notice. It's still gonna be the same dark blue or purplish drink in the same bottle. But I remember the golden times, man, when I was at the blueberry version. It was the greatest. During the winter, I would just open the window from my desk and put it outside on the ledge. Then it would get incredibly cold, and then I would open that up and just drink it. But yeah, those days are over, man. I have to use substitutes now. I guess blueberries and blackcurrants were too expensive. I don't really see why they would have switched otherwise. But it's kind of sad. Something that actually has me mad right now is that the headband on my headphones is gone. It's done. I mean, all the synthetic leather has come off. There's nothing left there. And I did order replacements. They arrived, and I remember putting them into my closet. And then I decided to not fix my headphones right away. And now when I finally got a very distinct urge to just go and fix my headphones, I realized I do not know where my replacement parts are anymore. I just actually forgot. I don't know how I managed to do this. This is making me very uncomfortable. I really try not to lose things, so I'm gonna have to try to locate them, alright? I'm probably gonna succeed in that soon, because they have to be somewhere in the house, alright? There is no way they could be anywhere else. I mean, where could I possibly have taken them? That really is the one thing, though, I wish headphones did better, was the durability of the ear pads and the headband. So the synthetic leather just dies so fast, especially if it gets a lot of UV radiation, sunlight onto it, and if it gets wet often. If you don't dry your hair per se before putting the headphones on. Leather gaming chairs used to be super popular too. Now I just realized that leather gaming chairs are just subject to the exact same kind of damage that synthetic leather headphone parts get. I just see people with destroyed leather gaming chairs. I'm not investing into a leather gaming chair. Cloth is just such a more superior material for chairs. And perhaps velour ear pads for headphones, which is a more clothy material, but it's still not going to be perfect. It's still going to wear out. But I think those wear out slower, so I might try to swap to those, but I don't know. Because my ear pads are gonna die soon too. They're already beginning to die. Also, this is the footage of me first committing to shuriken on floor. The thing that made this move a lot more doable in my head is the fact that I realized that it's just 2.5 rotations. And I can do cart double full hyper very easily. So I mean, what if I just do that with my leg out? It can't be that much harder, right? And well, it turns out it isn't, even though I need to get better, but still. If I succeed at making this video in a couple days now, then that means that I will have uploaded 2 videos in 1 week again. Which means the upload schedule might be back. Since it's warm outside now, I started using the trampoline again. I don't really film much of that at all, but I do still enjoy that very much. For example, I worked on shuriken on trampoline before doing it on floor quite a bit, so it's still really useful. Spring is here, so I decided to go and ride my bike again today. And actually I ride my bike a lot during the winter as well on the snow. But the thing is that this winter I didn't bother to pump more air into my tires for the whole winter. And as you know, if the air gets colder, the air volume decreases, so basically the tires just become less full as it gets colder. And when I decided to finally add more air today, the barometer was just showing around 0.5 bars. And I got it back to normal levels. Didn't even go for any rock hard tires. But after that, when I went for a ride, it was so much. It felt as if I had completely forgotten how easy riding a bike is. I realized the whole winter I was just playing it on hard mode because I was too lazy to add more air into my tires. So that's kind of stupid, but it's fixed now. In my last video, I talked about having one-sided back pain when bending backwards, and I made some insane progress on fixing my low back problem. I was trying out some random stretches, and I can't even really explain what the stretch is that I did, but it targeted some kind of deep muscle inside of my ass. Yeah, that's basically what I realized, that the problem is not my low back, but my ass is broken. I'm not really sure what's going on, but it's some muscle deep in there. I can't feel which one it is, even if I look at like glute anatomy and like try to figure out, like looking at all the muscles. I have no idea which one it is. I'm just trying stuff. And you know, don't take my advice anyway. Like, my fixing back pain process is just try a bunch of things and then hopefully it works. And sometimes it gets a lot better, but then I wake up the next day and realize, wait, that did absolutely nothing. So I'm back to the empirical search process or whatever. I don't even know what this is, but I swear to God, I had a breakthrough just now. I did this very specific stretch. I guess it's like a variation of the pigeon stretch, but elevated and unusual positions, but it took all of the pain away. It just took all of the pain away somehow. It's kind of insane, actually. Now I'm just hoping that, okay, please, if I wake up tomorrow, hopefully the pain will still be gone and I will not have to begin the process from the beginning once again. Alright, you know, just think about how amazing that would be. In these clips here, I was trying to figure out cart triple full swing on the foam block floor, and I realized the one thing that's different on the foam block floor is you have to be very wary of not letting all of your momentum sink into the ground. Whereas on spring floor, the angle you land at for a swing is important. On foam block, it's apparently even more important because, as you can tell, I got owned so many times because every time when I landed a little bit too far forwards, all of my momentum just went straight into the ground and I had nothing left. So yeah, going backwards sufficiently is pretty important to actually conserve the momentum. But then of course, sometimes I started going way too much backwards, so that didn't work either, and that causes a whole different area of problems. But yeah, basically you gotta not be bad and be good. That's the usual thing. Either way, thank you for giving me watch time. Watch another video if you want, and also subscribe. And yeah, thanks for watching.